My beloved child, now that you have stayed, now that you did not turn away, I need you to understand the weight of what I am revealing to you, because the protection I am placing over your life right now is not symbolic, it is active, it is deliberate, and it is urgent, and there is movement happening even as you listen, conversations shifting, intentions being exposed, plans losing their power, because when I speak directly, nothing hidden can remain hidden for long, and I need you to hear this clearly. The man I warned you about is not approaching you with honesty, even if his words sound calm, even if his tone feels familiar, even if his name carries history, his presence carries confusion, and confusion is never from me, and you have felt this before, the unease that arrives after interacting with him, the sense that something is off even when nothing obvious is wrong, the way your energy drops, the way clarity fades, the way progress slows. Those were not coincidences, those were warnings you tried to explain away, and my beloved child, I am not bringing this to frighten you, I am bringing this to free you, because you have been loyal beyond wisdom, patient beyond reason, and forgiving beyond safety, and that is why I am intervening now, because your kindness has been used as access, and access has become influence, and influence has become delay, and that delay has affected your finances, your confidence, and your sense of direction more than you realize, and I tell you now with certainty, once this separation is complete, things will begin to move quickly, doors that stayed shut without explanation will open without effort, money that felt stuck will begin to circulate, respect that was withheld will return, and peace that has felt distant will settle over you again, and this is how you will know I am guiding you, because the noise will quiet, the pressure will lift, and the constant internal battle will finally stop, and my beloved child, do not be surprised if the enemy tries harder now, because exposure always triggers resistance. Expect distractions, sudden messages, unexpected apologies, emotional pull, even urgency designed to rush you into contact again, but I tell you firmly, do not engage. Silence is protection, distance is wisdom, and obedience is your shield in this moment, and you will notice signs confirming this word, numbers repeating, names resurfacing in unexpected places, colors standing out to you, especially dark tones, followed by sudden light, sounds that interrupt your thoughts, a ringing, a heaviness lifting, a warmth returning. These are confirmations that you are aligned with me, and I need you to stay alert, not afraid, because fear is not required when protection is active, and my beloved child, understand this also. The reason this warning feels intense is because the outcome was serious. The consequences of ignoring it would have touched your reputation and your future in ways that would take years to repair, and I will not allow that, not after how far you have come, not after how much you have endured silently, not after how many nights you questioned yourself and still kept going, and now I speak this clearly. The long delay you have lived under is breaking, the stagnation is ending, and the season of watching others move while you waited is closing, because once the wrong connection is removed, momentum returns naturally, and you will not need to force anything, you will not need to chase, you will not need to explain yourself, things will align because they finally can, and my beloved child, this is why I stopped you today, this is why I reached you when you were least expecting it, because timing matters, and you were closer to a turning point than you realized, and now that you have heard me, do not doubt, do not second-guess, do not minimize what you felt while listening, because that stirring was confirmation, and very soon you will receive further clarity, a conversation that reveals truth, information that changes perspective, or an opportunity that requires immediate discernment, and when that moment arrives, remember this word, remember the warning, remember the protection, and choose wisely, because you are no longer unguarded, and I am with you in this, guiding you step by step, moment by moment, until the shift is complete. My beloved child, stay with me a little longer, because what is unfolding now requires your full attention, and I need you to understand that the resistance you may feel rising inside you is not confusion but confirmation, because truth always presses against what has been tolerated for too long, and I am speaking now to steady you as the separation takes form, because when protection activates, exposure follows, and when exposure follows, things move quickly, and you may notice sudden shifts around you, changes in tone, changes in behavior, changes in access, because influence is being removed, and the man I warned you about will sense it even if he does not understand it, and that is why his energy may intensify briefly, his words may become urgent, his presence may feel closer than usual, but do not mistake intensity for importance. This is the final tightening before release, and I tell you now, do not respond out of habit, do not answer out of guilt, do not explain out of fear of being misunderstood. Because silence in this moment is not weakness, it is alignment, and alignment is power. And my beloved child, you have been stronger than you know for longer than you realize, carrying weight quietly, making adjustments invisibly, absorbing pressure without recognition, and this is why the shift coming to you will feel sudden to others but overdue to your soul, and you will notice it first in your peace, a calm replacing restlessness, clarity replacing doubt, decisiveness replacing hesitation. And this internal shift will trigger external change, because when your inner world aligns, the outer world must follow, and you may soon be faced with a decision that seems small on the surface but carries long-term consequences, a signature, a verbal agreement, a financial choice, a relational boundary, and I am telling you now, choose what preserves your peace, because peace is the signal of my presence, and anything that steals it is not sent by me. And my beloved child, remember this, I do not rush you into confusion. I do not pressure you into compromise, and I do not speak through anxiety. So if something demands urgency without clarity, pause. If something promises gain but costs integrity, step back. And if someone asks you to move against what you felt while listening to this message, trust what you felt, because that was me guiding you, and you will see confirmation soon. Perhaps through a truth revealed about that man, perhaps through a pattern exposed, perhaps through a consequence narrowly avoided. And when it happens, do not be shaken, do not be surprised. Because I warned you in advance so you would be prepared, not afraid. And my beloved child, the reason this protection is necessary now is because the next season of your life requires stability, visibility, and favor. And unresolved connections cannot enter that season with you, because they would contaminate what I am building, and you are not being punished by separation, you are being positioned. And this positioning will open doors you stopped knocking on, bring resources you stopped chasing, and restore confidence you thought was lost, and others will notice the difference, the way you speak, the way you move, the way you decide, and they will call it confidence, but you will know it as alignment, and alignment produces authority, and authority attracts opportunity, and opportunity multiplies blessing, and this is how reversal happens, not slowly, but suddenly once resistance is removed. And my beloved child, I am not asking you to fight anyone, I am asking you to walk forward without looking back, because protection does not require confrontation, it requires obedience, and obedience unlocks momentum, and momentum will carry you where effort could not. And stay alert now, because you are entering a sensitive phase where intuition will sharpen, dreams may intensify, memories may resurface, not to trap you, but to release you, and when old thoughts return, do not engage them. Acknowledge them and let them pass, because they no longer define you, and I am reminding you now, you did not come this far to repeat the same lesson again, you came this far to move beyond it, and I am with you in this movement, surrounding you, guiding you, protecting you, and you will soon look back at this exact moment and recognize it as the turning point, the place where clarity replaced confusion, where courage replaced delay, and where protection replaced vulnerability. And as this season unfolds, trust the quiet confirmations, trust the peace, trust the alignment. Because what is coming next requires the version of you that is no longer accessible to manipulation, no longer distracted by delay, and no longer divided in loyalty, and that version of you is rising now, steady, aware, protected, and ready. My beloved child, remain attentive now, because the quiet that begins to surround you after this moment is not emptiness, it is clearance. It is space being made for what could not arrive while interference remained, and you may feel a strange mix of relief and grief at the same time, relief because pressure is lifting, grief because letting go exposes how long you carried what was never yours to hold, and I am here with you in both, steadying you, reminding you that release is not loss when it saves your future, and understand this clearly. Protection does not always announce itself loudly, sometimes it arrives as restraint, as hesitation, as a closed door you once wanted open. And you question me then, wondering why progress slowed, why plans stalled, why timing felt off, but now you are beginning to see that delay was mercy, because if you had moved forward when you wanted to, the cost would have been greater than you could afford. And my beloved child, I did not block you to frustrate you, I blocked you to spare you, and the evidence of that will surface soon, a detail revealed, a truth overheard, a pattern confirmed, and when it does, you will feel a deep stillness settle inside you. Because knowing replaces guessing, and clarity replaces confusion, and that stillness will guide your next steps more powerfully than noise ever did, and do not be surprised if your environment reacts to your alignment, because when you change position, everything connected to the old position must adjust or fall away, and some will misunderstand your silence, some will question your boundaries, some will test your resolve, but do not explain, because explanation invites negotiation, and this season requires firmness, not defense, and my beloved child, you are not required to convince anyone of what I have already confirmed within you, and as you continue forward, watch how opportunities present themselves without pressure, how conversations feel clean, how decisions feel simple, how your body responds with calm instead of tension. These are signs that you are moving in step with me. And the more you honor them, the stronger they become, and remember this. Manipulation thrives in urgency and confusion, but truth thrives in peace and clarity, so choose what brings peace even when it asks for courage, and courage will meet you the moment you act, and there will be moments when the old pull tries to return, a memory, a voice, a familiar tone, but those are echoes, not invitations. And echoes fade when you keep walking forward, and I am walking with you now, guarding what you cannot see yet, arranging what you cannot control yet, preparing what you cannot imagine yet, and soon you will notice a reversal that feels sudden to others but inevitable to you, a shift in resources, a shift in authority, a shift in how you are treated and trusted, because alignment restores rightful position, and rightful position attracts provision, and my beloved child, stay grounded as things improve, do not rush to announce, do not rush to prove, let consistency speak for you, let peace protect you, and let wisdom pace you. Because what is being built now is meant to last, and it will last because it is built without interference, without compromise, without divided loyalty. And as this chapter closes, take a breath and receive this truth: you are not late, you were protected, you are not behind, you were preserved, and what opens next will open cleanly, without confusion, without regret, without the weight you carried before. And I am confirming this over you now. Remain steady, remain discerning, remain aligned, because the path ahead is clear, and the protection around you is active, and you are moving forward exactly as you should. My beloved child, listen carefully now, because what I am saying in this moment is sealing what has already begun. And I need you to understand that once protection is activated, your responsibility is not to look back and measure what was lost, but to look forward and recognize what is finally possible. And you will notice that your reactions are changing. Things that once provoked anxiety no longer have the same power. Voices that once influenced you sound distant. And situations that once confused you now appear clearly for what they are. And this is not because the world changed, it is because you did. Alignment has shifted your perception, and perception governs decision, and decision governs destiny. And my beloved child, there will be a moment very soon where you will be tested quietly, not with drama, not with noise, but with subtlety, an invitation that seems harmless, a message that sounds familiar, an offer that echoes the past. And this will be the point where everything locks into place. Because what you choose in that moment will confirm what you have already accepted in your spirit. And I am telling you in advance so you are not caught off guard. Choose distance, choose clarity, choose what keeps your chest light and your mind clear, because ease is a sign of alignment now, not struggle. And do not confuse peace with passivity. You are not retreating. You are advancing with wisdom, and wisdom moves quietly but effectively. And my beloved child, understand this also. When protection removes interference, growth accelerates, and acceleration can feel unfamiliar at first. Opportunities may come faster than you expected, responsibility may increase, visibility may expand. And this is why stability was required before movement, because what is coming next needs a grounded version of you, not a distracted one. And you are becoming grounded now, anchored in discernment, rooted in clarity, and strengthened by experience. And others will feel it when they encounter you. They may not know what changed, but they will respond differently, with respect, with caution, with recognition. Because authority is not loud, it is felt, and you are stepping into it naturally, without effort, without performance. And as you continue forward, remember this truth: you are not responsible for managing what I have already removed, you are not responsible for fixing what I have already exposed, and you are not responsible for carrying what I have already lifted. Your responsibility now is to remain aligned, to listen when peace speaks, to pause when clarity hesitates, and to move when direction feels clean. And if at any point you feel heaviness return, stop, because that is not where you are meant to go anymore. And I will continue to guide you through confirmation, through inner knowing, through quiet assurance, and you will recognize my guidance because it will never rush you into fear, it will steady you into confidence. And my beloved child, I am proud of you for staying, for listening, for not dismissing what stirred inside you. Because awareness is the beginning of protection, and protection is the beginning of freedom, and freedom leads to fulfillment. And as this season unfolds, you will realize that the warning you received was not meant to trap you in caution, but to release you into clarity. And clarity will carry you farther than effort ever could. And now I speak this final reassurance into you: you are covered, you are guided. And you are moving forward without the weight that once slowed you, and nothing that was removed is meant to return, because the path ahead requires a lighter, stronger, clearer you, and that is who you are becoming now, step by step, moment by moment, protected and aware that my beloved child, this is the final sealing of what has been spoken, and I need you to receive it without doubt, without analysis, without turning back in your mind, because the moment you heard this message and stayed with it, a line was crossed that cannot be uncrossed. Awareness has replaced ignorance, and protection has replaced vulnerability, and from this point forward your life will no longer respond the same way it once did. Patterns that repeated will fail to restart, access that once drained you will no longer reach you, and situations that relied on your silence or hesitation will lose their power, because you are no longer standing where you used to stand, and you will feel this in the days ahead, not as chaos, but as clarity, not as loss, but as relief, not as fear, but as quiet confidence. And when the name I warned you about surfaces again, whether spoken by someone else, appearing unexpectedly, or crossing your thoughts, you will not feel pulled, you will feel resolved, and that is how you will know this word was true, because truth stabilizes, it does not agitate, and my beloved child, remember this as you move forward, protection does not always announce itself dramatically. Sometimes it simply removes what no longer belongs, and leaves you standing stronger than before, and you will notice how your decisions feel cleaner, how your boundaries feel natural, how your future feels closer without pressure, and do not explain this change to anyone, because what was done in the Spirit, and the Spirit does not require justification, and if moments of doubt try to return, remind yourself that you did not imagine the confirmation you felt, you did not imagine the stillness, you did not imagine the alignment, those were real, and they were given to guide you. And now I leave you with this certainty, you are protected, you are positioned, and you are moving forward with wisdom that cannot be manipulated. The delay is over, the interference is removed, and the next chapter opens cleanly, firmly, and without regret. Remain steady, remain discerning, remain aligned, because what unfolds next will confirm everything you were just told, and you will recognize it when it happens. And you will know this was the moment everything shifted.